If you guys are not passers, if you are runners, this is the best run scheme for you. It's dominant, it's got all different kinds of run calls, and we can audible around to a lot of great formations out of this. We are in the Utah playbook. Just to give you guys a heads up, I did record this pre 360 nerf, but this is still an incredible run scheme. Let's hop right into it. All right, boys, so we're going to be talking about our two-part running mini scheme out of the Utah playbook. These are my favorite running formations. I've talked about single back ace slot. That is one of my favorite running formations. Most definitely this halfback stretch. You guys see I averaged 13 yards a carry on almost 400 calls on this profile. Is a phenomenal play. This is my main formation. It is very, very good. But today I want to talk about single back deuce close and single back bunch ace. Now we're going to start with single back deuce close. It's probably going to be a two-part video. I don't want it to go too long on either part, but this is one of the best running formations in the game. Let me show you why, and let me show you how I set my audibles. First audible is going to be stretch, zone split weak. I like to have flood in there and PA jet sweep. Now we're going to start off with the stretch, one of the better runs in the game, and we're going to go ahead and go random defense for this. So we're going to back the ball up, and the cool thing about this stretch is that you can flip it, you can run it either way. It does not matter. It is just as effective however you want to do it. I like the numbers to the left right here, so I'm going to go ahead and run it to the left. Of course, we have one of the best running backs in the game with that spin cycle. You guys see it is just absolutely ridiculous. But if you are playing with like an Ohio State, this is going to be something you're going to be able to utilize, and you're going to be able to pick up a ton of yards on this stretch. Really, either way you run it. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and run it to the right, even though we don't have the numbers. Spin it back to the inside, and you can pick up yards regardless. This 360 is one of the most broken abilities I've ever seen in a college football game. As you guys see, we just spin out the defense, and we are all the way off to the races. Now, of course, this is an Ohio State thing. You guys are going to get this crazy spinning ability with every team, but you guys see how effective it is. We are getting a ton of yards on this stretch no matter which way we run it, no matter what defense we face. Next, let's talk about the zone weak. This is a very, very good run call as well. You can cut it a little bit more inside than you can with the stretch. I like the numbers to the left, so we're going to go ahead and run it to the left. But again, with this spin cycle, you're going to gain yards literally no matter what. You kind of just get like a crazy jump forward. So if you're using Ohio State, this is definitely something you want to be doing. I highly recommend the Utah playbook with any run-heavy team. You guys are going to find the most success with this. Now, the zone weak isn't an every single down run call. And like I said, you can flip it whichever way you want. It will get blown up sometimes, and it's also very important to be patient. Find your hole, and then hit your hole and hit the sprint button afterwards. You guys see we're getting blown up. But if we're a little bit more patient with it, you guys see we let the blocks develop, and then we are able to pick up about 10 yards or so. So really good run. When you see a look like this, you're going to run the ball most of the time, of course. We break a tackle. If we were a little bit more patient right there, maybe we can hit our hole and take it all the way to the crib. I'm going to see if I can bust one for you. We're not able to right there, but we are picking up consistent yards every single down, and that is what is important right now. Some of these runs are going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Some of these are going to have a lot of big play potential, but also have the ability to get blown up in the backfield. I like the zone split weak quite a bit too. If you guys are facing somebody that is really playing like a heavy defense, a whole bunch of people in the box, and they are good at shooting runs in the backfield, this is a very good run to go to because most of the time it's going to block the user off. As you guys see, very, very good run. If you are running up the middle, these split zones are probably the best because you get that extra cut block from the tight end, and it allows you to actually find a hole a little bit more consistently. So you guys see, even though we got blown up, we're still able to pick up a few yards because of it. If you see it look like this, of course, you're going to be able to pick up a few yards. If anybody's playing dollar against this playbook, you guys should not be struggling whatsoever. But really, this spin cycle stuff is just so crazy. This Platinum 360 is the best ability I've ever seen, and it allows you to gain yards pretty much no matter what, every single down. That's why we're using Ohio State right here, because if you guys are running the ball, this is definitely your number one option as far as teams to pick. We also have a dive I don't feel like I need to go over right now. One thing I do want to go over, though, is this jet sweep. The jet sweep's really good against like super heavy man blitzes. One cool thing is you can flip it away from the slot corner, so your team doesn't really move, and you have numbers to that left side. Now, sometimes this read key is going to mess you up, and you won't get the block that you want. But right here, we're able to, and you guys see, we're able to gain huge yards because of it. And what's going to happen most of the time is when you are running the ball a whole lot, people will go to some of these heavy man defenses, and because it's really good run defense, first of all. And when you have a whole bunch of people in the box like this, these jet sweeps are so good. You guys see, if you have a fast tight end, as long as you can get to the outside, you're going to gain yards every single time. You can flip the play super easily, so if they flip their slot corner, it doesn't really matter. You can just go ahead and run it. Sometimes you do get blown up like that. That's why it's important to make sure you have who you want to have ID'd. Go ahead and ID the mic right there. Make sure we pick up that block. And if we're able to get to the outside, we are going to be off to the races. As you guys see, this isn't even a super fast tight end, and we're still getting to the outside every single time. I do want to go over a couple pass plays real quick. I don't want to leave you without putting some pass plays in here. Tight end angle is one of the best pass plays in the game. Man coverage, it just destroys it. All you got to do is snap the ball. You guys are going to see everything's going to be open pretty much every single time. We have the drag, we have the tight end angle route, we have the corner route, of course, from that wide receiver. And then we have the streak. If there's any kind of blown coverage, you guys see this tight end angle route is really good. I threw it way too early, but if we let this develop a little bit, even against this cover one style defense, you guys are going to get a lot of separation, and you're going to be able to throw it. Really bad pass lead right there, but even with the slow tight end, we are getting a lot of room. You can put your running back on an in route and out route, really whatever you want to do with them. You can even put him on an angle route and have double angle routes over the middle of the field if you want. You can go ahead and motion him out and put him on a wheel route. That is a really good option against man coverage. This play is also going to be really good against zone, but especially against man, it's awesome. Let's show you guys some zone setups. Against cover two, you guys are going to be pretty much good anyways. This play flood is very similar to the play tight end angle. It's really just a matter of where you have the running back, or where you have the tight end running the corner route versus the wide receiver. So these are going to be very similar plays. Tight end angle, I think, is a little bit better against man coverage. Flood is probably a little bit better against zone coverage, but even against zone coverage, this play can be extremely effective. Basically, what you're going to be looking for most of the time is a circle on that corner route. As soon as he hits his break, you guys are going to have an opening to throw it, just like so, and you're going to be able to hit him on the sideline against literally any kind of zone coverage every time. If you want to switch it up a little bit, you can do something like this. Go ahead and do a flat route, a wheel route, and then a drag across from the other tight end. That wheel route's going to get opened up by that flat route. You guys are going to have a window to throw this every single time, and if you can't hit that, you're going to be able to hit the corner route 99% of the time as well. And these setups are going to work against cover 2, 3, or 4. Last play I want to go over is PA drag wheel, and this is going to be especially good against cover 2. So I'll show you guys what this looks like against cover 2 right here. Just real quick, basically how you want to set this up is to go ahead and streak square, go ahead and put triangle on a flat route, and then if you want to put your running back on a route, you can. I'm going to go ahead and block him for this example right here. Really what you're going to be waiting for is this wheel route to open up on the sideline though. It's going to open up. It does take a little bit longer to develop. That is the only unfortunate part about this play. If you want to keep the play action, you can. You don't have to, but you guys see it is getting wide open. I just don't really have time to throw it right now. It does take a little bit longer to develop. That's the one thing I don't like about this play. And sometimes the play action helps, sometimes it doesn't. It really just depends on how good your quarterback is. But you guys see there's a wide open window to throw this. You don't always get the chance to. If you want to do something like this, you can as well. This is going to work just the same way, except we're going to have an extra blocker right here. We're going to go ahead and keep the play action, and you guys see huge window to throw to that wide open tight end. That's going to work especially well against cover 2, but let's show you guys what it looks like against cover 3. All right, guys, so against cover 3, we're going to set this up pretty much the same way. We can do really either setup works just fine. We're going to go ahead and go with this one so we have a little bit more time in the pocket. The only thing about cover 3 is that you have to wait a little bit longer, but you guys see it does open wide up on the sideline every time. It's just a matter of how long it takes to open up. And then, of course, if you have the flat open like we do right here, you can always throw the flat. You can pump fake the flat and then throw to the tight end, really however you want to do it. A lot of the time when you block the running back, you will have more time in an actual game. Sometimes in practice mode, it doesn't work just like that. But you guys see wide open lane on that sideline. For whatever reason, in practice mode, the sheds are just insane. So a lot of the time, you kind of have to roll out to be able to make these throws. But you guys see, there's nobody within 20 yards of them. If you can make somebody miss, you're going to be cribbing that every single time. I hope you guys did appreciate this video, though. If you did, make sure you slam that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn that notification bell on so you're notified every time we put another video out just like this. Until next time, it's your Blue Killer Cam friend. Peace.